The following video is dedicated to people with short attention spans, such as myself. Well, at least I'm being honest. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PSVita at 2 a.m. coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. And make sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions on this topic down in the comments section. And welcome one and all to part 2 of the segment talking about PS Vita games that are pick up and play. Titles that you don't need to invest a lot of time into. Something that you can just play on your bus or on the way to the grocery store, play a level or two, and you're satisfied. But I won't be satisfied until you all tell me what games you feel are pick up and play. Make sure to leave me your suggestions. Now, without further ado, here is my first pick. And that privilege, nay honor, goes to Puyo Puyo Tetris. I normally would have picked Tetris Ultimate, but the music was too depressing. Well, what do we have here? A game that combines Puyos and Tetrominos, or whatever, however you pronounce that. Wait, blatant edit here. Wasn't those Tetromites? I don't know. And they collide in a frantic puzzle mashup, because two puzzle game juggernauts collide in this game of Tetris and Puyo Puyo. And it's from Sega, so if you want to blame anybody for this shenaniganry, you can blame Sega. One of the largest selling and recognizable brands in gaming history, Puyo Puyo and Tetris from Sega have combined to create a fun-to-play, fast-paced competitive party game like no other. The game offers tons of gameplay styles, from single-player adventure and challenge modes to ferocious competitions, with up to many modes to choose from, such as arcade, one-on-one, and many more. I'm assuming Tetris needs no introduction here. You have to line up the blocks to make a column in a row, and the more you can stack up at the same time and get a Tetris, which I believe is 4 blocks, or 4 plus blocks, or 5 blocks, something like that. I guess I don't really know what it is. Anyway, you do that and you gain more points. Puyo Puyo is essentially Dr. Mario, or Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Any other fans of that series? No? Just me? Only instead of doing blocks, you have these sort of colored blobs that you have to match the colors with. It's weird, I know, but oh so much fun. And if we still don't like it, well, we can blame Sega for that. Not just for ignoring most of their IPs. And for those of you who have no time for puzzle games, or maybe just don't want to play them in the first place, how does Taken to the Streets sound to you? That's what I thought. This is Uppers. No, not the illegal substances, just Uppers, although it might be a play on word on that. But what the heck is Uppers? Well, Uppers is an over-the-top brawler that puts you in control of numerous fighters, including bonus characters, such as some from Senran Kagura. Yeah, it's the same guy that worked on that series. So I think you know where this is going. Follow their journey through 7 varied acts across multiple difficulty levels and a multitude of Japanese locations. Let's see now, how can I explain a game such as this? Well, picture this if you will. For anyone out there who loves the old school games such as Double Dragon and Streets of Rage, but have always wanted a official Vita version of that, well, this is basically as close as you'll ever get. And I mean that in the best way possible, because this is really all you need. It's a fantastic experience. You have your normal moves, special moves, and you also have this weird ecchi thing where if you tickle a girl's fancy, then it makes you more powerful. Hey, just like in real life. I did mention this was made by the same person who did Senran Kagura, right? But it is oh so much fun. Now I should mention here that the Vita version of this game was Japan only. However, an English fan translation does exist, so seek it out. That previous game was deliciously violent, and even a little bit hot too. So much so that let's take a break from that and go to a tropical island now. And that was almost a segue. So, by a show of hands here, how many of y'all love the Adventure Island series? Yeah. I had a feeling there was some of you out there. Well, the Vita has its own version of this game. Well, only in spirit only. And you can think of this as a spiritual successor because this is Miles and Kilo. And yeah, it's basically an Adventure Island clone, sort of. But not because it's called Miles and Kilo. I know, I don't get it either. So explaining this game is kinda tricky because we all know about auto runners, right? Some love it, some hate it. Well, how about an auto runner that actually lets you remove the ability of making the game an auto runner, unless you want it to? Because that's what this game does. Wow, I'm already confused. It has 2 settings here. You can make it an auto runner, and for those who don't know, an auto runner basically just means your character never stops running and is completely dependent on your reflexes to avoid obstacles. But like I said, you can technically remove remove that element, and then the game sort of just becomes a straightforward platformer. However, your character still runs really quickly, so it still feels a bit awkward not being an auto runner in that mode. But no matter how you decide to play it, it's a fantastic game. And even if you look up on Steam, it's gotten nothing but positive reviews. Though I should mention, whenever you take control of Kilo, the dog, it has to be an auto runner. You have no choice in that. But even still, if you love fast-paced titles such as Adventure Island, I can't recommend this game enough. The levels are short, so they're good for on-the-go gaming. Well, if the likes of Tetris needed no introduction, then this game certainly falls in that same category. Seriously, people just won't stop talking about this series. And for good reason too, it's a great franchise, but one of the best parts about it has always been its music. What am I talking about? The Persona series. Perhaps you may have heard of it? In fact, the music was so good that it sort of spawned its own genre here in the music rhythm game department, which is what we're talking about here today. This is Persona 4 Dancing All Night, the very first music rhythm game in the Persona series, and ironically is a direct sequel to Persona 4 Golden, or Persona 4 The Golden. I don't know, different people say it different ways. Yeah, believe it or not, it's a music rhythm game with a storyline for some weird reason, but hey, only the Persona series could pull this off. Well, not so much with 3 and 5, but that's a story for another time. All the music you have come to know and love is available in this game to play in music rhythm form. And when I say all the music, I literally mean all the music, especially if you download all of the DLC this game has to offer. Not only will you get all the music from the actual game, but from the anime version of it as well. Heck, along with a Hatsune Miku track for some odd reason. Well, Sega does own the Persona series, I guess. And that's really where the heart of this series is, in its music, because if you're picking up this game just to see what happens in the storyline after the events of the original Persona 4, you'll probably be let down because it's very, very paper thin. I mean, yeah, you know, you got a storyline here, the Shadow World's up to its shenaniganry again, but the storyline just really falls flat when compared to the original. But again, you're probably not going to be playing this game for the storyline, you're going to be playing it to dance. Oh, and I should mention that part of the DLC for this game is all of the females in a bikini. That's reason alone to own it right there. Oh, and the dudes too, I guess, if you're into that. And its music rhythm game goes on the Vita, this is one of the best. And thus, this will end PS Vita games that are pick up and play part 2 in this segment. But guys, I would love to know, what games do you feel are pick up and play? What are some of your favorites that you love to play on the bus, on your way to work, on your lunch break, or maybe even on the toilet? Please make sure to tell me down below. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. A huge thank you and shout out to all these wonderfully generous supporters who help make this content possible, including McKees Blob, Robert Johnson, B Mystery, Zacrito, Matt Fox, Frayden, Joseph Raismick, Reiko Star, Nirarashi, Shin Snake, Milk Sama, Bushin Ryu Cat, Alan Iwazu, Gooder Drums, Phantom XRS, BMF, Hero Acer, Hemdall Imbert, Saul Ramirez, Claymer Malarkey, Adam Sondi, PS Vita S, VG Legends, Kyle Brooks, JR, Jared Haddo, Richard Cruz, E-Rock, Kevin Enright, Joseph Shavak, Per Sterner, Heston Joseph, Jelle, H-Hitter, Aaron Swanson, Adam Thury, Wendy K, David Ray, Sculpture Tugel TCG, Rodrigo Vera, Michael O'Connor, Chris Foxhound, Robert Sylvester, Hector Gonzalez, Smug Wolf, Rizal Pliskin, Kayonko, Aridri, 1488 Dental, Version Mystery, Azumara, Juan M. Hermosillo, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Eric DeWitt, Tasha Monty, Donut Valley, Ricardo Martinez, Mozgus, Crazy Cat, Jamie, Matt Hargett, and Dr. Super Artie. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to accomplish this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. You know, going back to miles and kilos for a sec, can dogs actually run that fast and jump over platforms while doing 360s into enemies? Huh, science wants to know.